Vice, thanks, Emily. Many familiar faces for the students heading back today, including the interim superintendent for the Green Bay district. Brittany Schmidt joins us now in the studio with an update on the district search for a permanent hire. Brittany.
Now, Bill, the official search for the next superintendent has not begun yet. The district telling me today the Board of Education has not yet announced when it will begin. But a board member I talked to says it usually happens in fall when potential hires start looking at their contract. The district started the new school year today with interim superintendent Vicki Beyer at the helm. She held the position before the district hired Dr. Claude Tiller Jr. last year. He resigned this summer, less than a year on the job, after the Board of Education investigated comments he made during a radio interview in Georgia. Tiller recently accepted a superintendent job with a charter school system outside of Atlanta, Georgia. Here's what one parent would like the board to keep in mind when they start their new search for a superintendent. He is from the Pulaski area, but his son just started at Green Bay's Leonardo da Vinci.
Green Bay school districts are going to encompass a broader range of individuals and backgrounds, and somebody certainly who can represent all of that is important. I'm not local. I'm wearing a Red Sox hat here in Green Bay. I think that a lot of what happens here in Green Bay, we have such a homogeneous society that people live here forever, their families are here forever, they don't leave, they stay forever. I think it's important to recognize that at Da Vinci and other schools like ours around here, there are people coming from everywhere, and that's going to continue to evolve here in Green Bay as it has throughout the country. So I'm looking for someone who encompasses everybody.
The board does have a meeting tonight, and superintendent isn't the only job search for Green Bay schools. According to online searches, the district still has more than 100 job openings for this school year. Bill.